underway, guys, so let's begin and get this rolling. The next map, as mentioned, Cloud Kingdom, so ready to rock and roll ZvZ style.
Yep. Well, if this goes the way that it did the last time, then this is going to be a fairly short series, I feel. We'll see if any of them have a trick up their sleeve. More often than not, at this position of best of 3, you might decide to go for a more aggressive build to try and interrupt the plans of your opponent. We'll see what happens. Cloud Kingdom, a good map for it.
Yes, this is Cloud Kingdom is really, I was going to say really equal, but it plays out very similar to a normal ZvZ versus ZvZ. So I think we're going to see just Roach Infester from both players on a map like this.
Absolutely. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to bring you this fellow right here. He is spawning to the southwest of this particular map, which is, of course, Cloud Kingdom, and that would be Root Vibe, currently down 1 game in this best of 3 series against this fellow in the red trunks playing ZvZ to the northeast. It is Fnatic Luvsic.
Fnatic's Luvsic.
Yes.
He's sick in love.
What a catchphrase. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Vibe, though, doesn't really have any catchphrases, does he?
I don't think so. Aside from Root for, I mean, the team has. I mean, Root for Root is certainly a catchphrase for them. Unfortunately, Root is actually getting slapped around pretty hard in this tournament so far. They don't seem to really be where they need to be. And Cats got thrown into the most horrific bracket I've ever seen. Yeah. So I expect that he's probably received a thorough mauling up to this point. As much as I like him, he's up against top-tier Koreans. I'm not sure he's up for that. Todd, of course, lost in the first round to Violet, so he went down to the lower bracket, and Vibe going down so early as well. Bad news for Root across the board, who are looking, of course, to put on a great performance. They've been doing pretty well in MLGs up to this point, but IPL seems to not be in their favor.
IPL, as mentioned earlier today, is probably one of the most stacked StarCraft 2 tournaments ever. IPL 4 was incredibly stacked, but this, I think it's better. The sheer quality of players is GSL champions left and right, Seed, Life, MC, and then you've got an amazing set of international players too. Naniwa, Stefano, you got Liquid Hero, Liquid Tasia, the big boys, the bad boys. This is it's a very, very big tournament here in Las Vegas.
Yep, which means that a lot of big names are going to be going out very early, and unfortunately it looks like it might be Vibe at this point, but it's still all to play for. He's down 1 map. That doesn't really mean anything. He can very easily come back in this series. We've seen good control from Vibe. He's an excellent player. He's a very fast player as well. But here we go. That's going to be hatchery from both players, just slightly ahead from Vibe here. Yeah,
spawn and pull hatchery again. The seatbelt version of going hatchery first.
Very much so. With airbags.
With airbags too. It's just in case something happens.
It very well might. You never know. Nothing worse than just an 8 or 9 pool to ruin your day.
And I'm pretty sure they'll take gases roughly at the same time. We do have a little bit faster one for Vibe, but Luvsic should be wanting to take his gas very shortly here as well.
I certainly think so, but he's holding back a little bit.
Yeah, he is holding back a little bit, so we could see a Queen heavy play. So if he so he's going to take the gas. Just a little bit later on, just means that he's able to build a 3rd Queen a little bit faster than his opponent if he wants to.
Vibe's going to, of course, go into gas immediately, looking for that early speed, and the question is really where does he go from there, and whether or not he can actually do anything with the early speed in the first place.
That's right. On a map like this, like I mentioned, I think it's gonna play out quite similar to each other. I think they're gonna play very, very similar. And Roach Infester is the strongest style on this map. Mutalisk not so much. Ling heavy builds not so much either, because it is easier to wall in, defend, push away any attacks. So usually you just see both players look for a round about 6-minute hive. I mean 6-minute layer. 6-minute hive would be
6-minute hive is pretty impressive. That's the new meta, so I'm told.
6-minute layer. Is what they'll be looking for. Around 6 minutes. It can be a little bit faster if they cut corners, can be a little bit later if they play safer, so it's just an estimate. And from there on out, they'll probably want to take a 3rd base, but we'll see. You know, deviations can happen, and they don't have to play the standard style. And with speed coming down a little bit earlier on, of course, his opponent should be looking to get his own shortly, but...
You'd think so. I mean, that's a full 30 seconds ahead.
He's actually in gas? Is he not mining gas? Did he just reveal it, or what? Yeah, he didn't mine any, see?
Yeah, he mined like 8 gas.
Yeah,
apparently.
So that's so he's going to play Queen Heavy.
Yeah.
So that was kind of he showed the gas to the Overlord, basically, and then got out. So basically what Luvsic is doing here is playing very economy-focused. He'll probably take all 4 gases at once, and then just have a really good drone lead. It's safe because he has 4 queens and a spine crawler, and he will have such an income. He'll have a stronger income than his opponent for sure.
Well, I will have to wonder what Vibe does in that situation. If he sees that, maybe he does go for this huge swell, but you know, he's going for Lair pretty quickly here. We may see the Mutalisk style from him once again, then maybe transition into Roach Infester, but even though he gets this earlier, does it really give him any benefit? There's an Evo chamber going down here just to start to create that partial wall off. Queen's going to have a little bit of a wander.
I mean, he has really good creep spread. He has lava projects going down, and he should have a good 10 drone lead by going for this style. It's really, really greedy. It's very, very strong. And now all 4 gases, or 3 gases, I guess, for now is okay. 3 or 4 is fine. He doesn't have layer, but he doesn't need it as long as he gets it down very shortly here. And this style is strong. It's a good style.
Seems to do the job, certainly, and Vibe's going to have to react to that in some way. Does he try and bust his way through? Usually not a great idea, and it's very, very pricey to do so. Roachron coming up immediately here, so seems like he's, well, I mean, his gas count indicates, of course, he has no intention of going for Spire anytime soon. He says as he builds a Spire, but never mind. Yeah,
he's gone Spire. It's, I guess, Infest is the better option on this map, which is what Luvsic's going to go for. But he can try and pull off Spire. I mean, as we can see, the layer is a lot later than a standard layer. We'll see if this is going to work or not.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. We'll see how it goes. I mean, with so many queens on the map already, the possibility of adding more and +1 missile attack coming in, already the Evo chamber is down. He should be fairly well prepared for this, but it would be a good style to deal with the fact that his opponent does have that drone lead. If you can clean out a few drones from the mineral line, then suddenly that becomes very different indeed.
And Luvsic now knows that the Overseer is there, so therefore he knows his opponent's got a good layer timing, is at 8 minutes. Knows it's a lot faster than his own, so he'll probably, oh no, Lings make their way through.
They did, that really should not have happened at all, and Vibe's actually going to be able to pick off a queen here by the looks of it, unless we have a transfuse, which we do not, and he might even get a drone or 2 from that one, but there are so many drones not going to happen. Yeah, grabbing a queen from that is fantastic, especially if he's going to be having this big swell of Mutalisks, and gas count is now pretty good. We're looking at 7 or 8 Mutas coming out very, very shortly. Link's still around, pick off another drone, and Vibe suddenly has a nice bit of momentum going into this.
Yeah, this is really good for Vibe, and Luvsic, because of these Lings, hasn't thrown down the Spore Crawlers he needs.
Nope.
He's only got a couple of queens, lost one of them as well, so these Mutalisks could do quite a bit of damage here, so definitely need to see Spores coming. Without Spores, this game could really be over super fast.
Yeah, it very well could be. I have to wonder if Luvsic can hold on long enough to get Infestors out, but the Mutas are on the way, and they're not exactly slow units. They're going to be over there as quickly as possible, and hopefully Vibe sees that this is a real opportunity for him. We've got a couple more queens now being added on. They should pop up about in time to help deal with this, but if this is combined with a strong roach push, especially towards the 3rd base, then I can't see Luvsic holding it.
No, he actually can't. He doesn't have any units because he's been playing such a greedy style, and he messed up his defense. He allowed Lings in, which slowed him down even further. And the Mutalisks are here now, and there's a lot of roaches coming that 3rd base. No way is that 3rd base surviving here. There's no way.
I mean, this Spore Crawler could very easily go down, but quite frankly, Vibe wants to go in here and see if he can grab a few extra drone kills, which he can. And in the meantime, big roach pressure right here. He knows, just knock this down with that, and I can try and force a cancel, which is looking very likely. Great harassment coming in here from Vibe. Currently looking at 9 workers killed for Vibe, nothing for his opponent Luvsic. Now going to head his way around here and see what he can do.
To be honest, the game might as well be over now. I mean, there's nothing to defend roaches. There's Mutalisks and roaches coming against queens and a handful of roaches. So as long as he keeps building units here, I think Vibe could actually just pick up the win.
Well, we're going to be seeing some great transfuses here, but unfortunately, energy is kind of limited, and the Mutalisks now moving in as well. And really, Luvsic, as you said, does not really have a lot to hold this. The queens are doing their best at this point in time, but that's 15 more roaches coming on right here from Vibe just to seal the deal. And well, that was a big mistake there by Luvsic. Really, it was a comedy of errors, and Vibe took full advantage of that.
That's right, and Vibe's going to win.
There's
so
GG. Yeah, nice and easy slip through there for Vibe, who's going to be happy with that win. Luvsic's going to be scratching his head thinking, how exactly did I do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a big mistake there from Luvsic.
Definitely a mistake, but at the end of the day, mistakes can happen.
They can.
But at this stage of the tournament, in a lower bracket, where the winner goes on, loser goes home, he's got to be a little bit upset about that. He could have easily won.
You really don't want to be doing that kind of thing. That's very, very unfortunate. We'll go on to the next map very shortly. It would be good for